On today's edition of Bleeding Edge TV, we're going to give you a look at the new Mac Mini versus the Apple TV. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to Bleeding Edge TV. I'm Andrew Edwards. This is the show that brings you tech news through the eyes of GearLive.com. And today we're just going to give you kind of a look at what Apple's providing us for our home theaters to create a little home media system, home theater system with their products. So before we get into the differences between these two models, we just want to thank our sponsor, GoToMeeting. If you have any need to remote into your computer when you're away, you want to have a meeting, you want to get your desktop shown to many people, or you want to see someone else's desktop, GoToMeeting is your answer. Check them out at GoToMeeting/tech podcast to get a 30-day free trial. Now back to this. So I have a few things here. We have the new Mac Mini, which just came out. We have the Apple TV, which has pretty much stayed the same, at least design-wise, for a few years now. About 3 years, and then we have the older Mac Mini here. And basically, what people were doing, the old debate was, should you use a Mac Mini, the old one, or should you pick up an Apple TV? And the school of thought was always that the Mac Mini was a real computer, so you were able to do things that the Apple TV couldn't do, like pull up a web browser, run any apps you want, versus the Apple TV, which was really optimized to give you access to your iTunes movies, your music, podcasts, stream things live, or at least stream them from the internet, not live. But the one bonus was that the Apple TV always had an HDMI port, which meant it would send audio and video right to your receiver, right to your TV, optical out, whatever it was. And so most people were good with this. But just the other day they released the new Mac Mini, which kind of, at least at first glance, is the best of both worlds. It improves upon the original Mac Mini design, as you see here. It's thinner. It's about the same size, but it's thinner, it's more durable, and it's easier to upgrade due to the easy open panel at the bottom. But the other thing is it gives you the HDMI port that the older Mac Mini was lacking. So when you compare this to the Apple TV and kind of put them on top of each other there, you can see they're right about the same size. They're a little different, but not that much. So size-wise, as you can see there, the Mac Mini is just a tiny bit taller. But size-wise, they're very similar. So, they would pretty much take up the same amount of space. But hardware-wise, now that you have the HDMI ports, this really can or should be able to replace your Apple TV. The only thing that it's missing is the Apple TV software that the Apple TV runs. You have front row, so you can kind of get something close. You get like what was the original Apple TV software with the front row. You're not going to get the new 3.0, but it's kind of a toss-up. If you want something, a little more robust, go with this. If you want something more inexpensive, or you just want to default, you're big into iTunes and the iTunes Store, the Apple TV is still your answer. But I'm kind of thinking we're going to see the Apple TV software hit the Mac at some point in some fashion, because having that port on there, the HDMI, it's kind of them saying, start using this for your home theater system. So anywho, that's your comparison. The old Mac Mini is out, so don't even worry about this one. The new one is much better as far as home theater goes. And so make your choice. Apple TV, Mac Mini, both have HDMI now. That's it. We'll put a link in the show notes to where you can get all of these items. Tune in next time for more tech news through the eyes of GearLive.com.